What are standing tactical orders in construction? Field Leadership Guide. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about standing tactical orders. This is really, really phenomenal. In fact, the more I talk about it, the more excited I get. Let me tell you, well, actually, before we get into the video, let me tell you where I got this from. General Patton, as controversial as he is, left us some of the best standing tactical orders written down on paper ever. And his army could move faster and was more effective than any other known in American military history. Absolutely phenomenal commander from a tactical standpoint. And it was written down and everybody knew it. And they could communicate faster than anyone else. I love Patton. And I learned good and bad from him. And I created standing tactical orders for my project, and I everywhere I go create standing tactical orders. People know what is the default if the leader is not there. This also helps you to decentralize command. So let's get right into it. Standing tactical orders. Are you following the tactics? That's the question for everybody in the organization. And this is a very short video and short presentation because I'm going to challenge you to go do the work on your own. Like I said, I have standing tactical orders for myself, for the projects that I've run, for my companies. In fact, today I sent standing tactical orders to an offshore team that helps us with our marketing and our sales and marketing, sorry. And they were like, this is great. We know how you do business. So I'm going to go through mine, and you don't have to take these. You can make your own. By the way, you will see some errors in here. You'll be like, Jason, you should have used Claude to combine these and make it look nice. I didn't on purpose because this was actually my first draft when I was a project superintendent. Let me go through them. Number one, build the team first. I learned this from Patrick Lencioni. This was actually even before I knew about Jocko. Build the team first. My philosophy was build the team, build the project team, build the crew. Wherever we are, we're going to connect the people first. Second, break the teams into smaller, more nimble units. I learned that from a book called The 33 Strategies of War from Napoleon. Instead of having these big, like lumbersome, I don't even know if that's a word, Austrian armies that were hard to command and control, Napoleon had smaller, more nimble units. They even had backpacks. They could pivot whenever they were needed, and Napoleon was very successful. He made some large strategic errors, but the tactical, the tactics is what basically what I want to say that Napoleon used were phenomenal. So always break them into smaller, more nimble units. And I did that on that first project. We had 3 functional areas with their own assistant superintendents. It worked out great. Win the war before going to battle. Learn this from The Art of War, Sun Tzu. He said, amateur generals go to war and then seek to win. Great generals win the war before ever going to battle. Meaning that pre-planning is the key to project success. I was delighted to know that the book, How Big Things Get Done, validated that with a study and statistics. Keep stability in the field. You'll see my duplications. I have cleanliness and I have stability. So there's a little bit of duplication, but these were... This was my first draft. I copied and pasted it here just so you would know what my original orders were. Yes, it wasn't perfect, but I really believed in stability, which meant perfect cleanliness, safety, and organization, and hold it as my #1 priority. And they were a little bit out of order, but you get the point. Root out bad attitudes and behaviors. I remember Patrick Lencioni saying, you'll have 1/3 of your people that are bought in any organization and on the job site, 1/3 that are, I don't really care, and 1/3 that are dissenters. You have to have a pay-to-play incentive and survival to move them up and make sure that you don't tolerate the 5 to 15% who will actually try and tear down the culture, not because they're bad people, but because of bad behavior or bad prompting. Remember, hurt people hurt people. So root out those bad behaviors. Don't punish them, but they don't belong on the job site. Fanatically remove roadblocks, clear the way out ahead. I learned right away, especially using tact, we got to clear the way. We've covered this one, and then lead with communication and transparency. These were my first standing tactical orders. I have very refined standing tactical orders now for the companies and people that work with me. But my challenge to you is to create your own. We've been through the builder tactics or the builder method, This is where it becomes personal to you. And here's the question. Does everybody on the project site know your standing tactical orders and what to do as a default when you are not there? That is the challenge. And I'll copy in some examples of standing tactical orders, but I think this challenge, if you take it serious, you're really going to be happy. I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.